Alrighty, boys, listen, we are back with another one, and today we have the move to live. Beta patch 1.2 is now turned into patch 1.2.7 live. What does that mean? Well, that means that PlayStation and Xbox users now have the patch. You can play it now. Unfortunately, and this is a big unfortunately, I say PlayStation and Xbox because I meant consoles, but I can't say consoles, right? Unfortunately, the Xbox build is currently still having issues. All right, so let's quickly read what the devs have to say about it. But then I'm going to go over what PlayStation players and eventually Xbox players can play on, what they will have in patch 1.2. I made a big list right over here. Also, I'm going to link it down below. So you can go over all of the changes with my video reviews and also the links to the forums, okay? So we're going to go over all of that in this video, but let's read what the devs have to say about the move to live. So they state patch 1.2.7 has been released to live and is now available via Steam, Epic, GOG, and PlayStation consoles. Barring unforeseen issues, the Xbox build, Microsoft PC Store, and consoles will follow after its ongoing certification is concluded. All right, so what it looks like is that it is coming. It just looks like the Xbox build is having some problems with the certification. I don't know exactly what that means, but it pretty much feels like it's done. It's just waiting for some checks and balances, you know what I mean, before it gets pushed through. So that is coming very soon, and probably if you're watching this video, probably like a week, 2 or 3 after this comes out. Right now it's December 14th. It might already be on Xbox as well. So if you are watching it then, and it might be already on Xbox, so go check if you actually have it, ready to install, and go start playing the patch. All right, but I am going to make a separate video on what changed in 1.2.7. It's not a lot of changes, but I'm going to do a separate video like I usually do, like what changes were made, and then I pretty much put the patch name. But what I did want to go over today is patch 1.2. So obviously, since patch 1.2.7 has gone to live, that means all the changes we received from patch 1.2.0 to patch 1.2.7 is everything that's in the live, okay? Now, what does that mean? What are the main changes? Now, the main changes did come with the official patch, beta 1.2.0, right? This had all the big changes that we received, I want to say about 5 months ago at this point, maybe a little bit more. 5 months. I think 5 months sounds pretty good. I think 5 or 6 months. So it's been a while, and obviously I have made a video about the top 10 changes that came to Bannerlord patch 1.2. As you can see, it is 5 months ago. And also I've made subsequent videos of each patch that we've gotten, 1.2.1 all the way to 1.2.7, which I'm going to make right after this video. But what I did want to go over this video, by the way, all this stuff is down below in the description. This whole notepad that I have is all down below in the description if you want to go check out all the links to the forum thread, as I linked it over here, so you can check out all the changes if you really want to go through all of them. And the devs have made it pretty nice where you can see, what's it called, 1.2.0, and you don't actually have to go through all the pages. It's all just stitched together, as you can see. You go all the way down. And then you have beta 1.2.1, beta 1.2.2, beta 1.2.3. So you can like literally just go through all of it. But as you can see, from here, this whole scroll up is everything that you just received if you're playing on PlayStation, and eventually if you're going to be playing on Xbox whenever it gets certified. I will make a video whenever it does get certified and pushed out. But that is all the changes. But I pretty much made it into like pretty much a smaller list so I can describe it to you, okay? So let's go over what the changes are real quick, and then obviously I'm going to be making a lot more videos. Like I said, I'm going to make a video on patch 1.2.7 and what the changes are here. They're not that important. I'm not going to say they're not that important, but they're more like crash fix. It's a small patch. It was just used to push it to live, okay? Mainly. But let's go over it. So first we have is, let's go on my list real quick. They added 6 new battle terrains and 4 new bandit hideout scenes. So what are these? So whenever you're playing on the map, certain battle terrains, whenever you engage in that terrain, right? Let's say you started a battle in this area right over here. A preloaded, pretty much how the terrain kind of looks on the campaign map, they pretty much made it into a custom map that how can I explain it? If you start a battle in this area right here, you're always going to have the same map. You're always going to have this type of map right over here, right? Sometimes when you're like fighting like over here or over here, if there's not already a custom map that's loaded for that section or for that little zone, then you might get like 1 out of like 10 different playing scenes that they have that they're just using and randomizing. But a lot of these zones, as you can see, there's a lot of zones. I don't know how much total zones there are. It's looking like more than like 130. I see 129 here. But if 129 is the number, oh no, I see 130. So it looks like there's 130 zones. Most of them are complete, but I'm pretty sure it's not all the way there. I would love if the devs actually told us how much are complete. But when it was first introduced, like a big part of the map was already filled out. But these were the zones that were added right over here, as you can see. And then also 4 new bandit hideout scenes. I made videos on those. I might link those down below as well. But I don't want to link too many videos down below, but they probably should be recommended. But every single hideout, the desert, forest, seaside, and mountain hideouts, they all got a second scene. So it's pretty much like whenever you enter them, it might randomize between one and the other. They're very cool, very nice. I wish you can explore them after you actually defeat the enemies. I think the devs should make that change as well. But they're very cool, and I think it's it refreshes going through hideouts, so it's not the same thing every time. Next we have is the weather and weather effects system has been introduced right over here. Both rain and snow can now appear on the campaign map as well as in the missions depending on the season of a specific region. There it is. So now, and also they have effects to your speed, your cavalry speed bonus. Like wet and snowy grounds will make it harder. They'll double the siege preparation time. Very good. That little randomness, that little stuff that, you know, can really kind of change the shift of battle. And you can also work around it, or you can, you know, strategize around it. Like obviously during the winter time, the snow has a really, really big effect, and a lot more sieges are not going to be done. Players that don't have a lot of cavalry, or clans that don't have a lot of cavalry, are going to do a lot better than clans that do have a lot of cavalry. It's a very nice, like kind of like a wave effect, like, you know, the power goes back and forth, you know, as the year progresses in your game. I really enjoy it. Next, we have his major UI overhaul to many screens in game right over here. As you can see, income expenses, tooltips, clan screen, marriage offer, crafting screen. A lot of them received a lot of new buttons, a lot of new doodads, a lot of new things that you can see in terms of like information. Very good. Always great to see. Keep adding those. Next, they added the what's it called? They introduced formation targeting. So now your different formations can engage with other formations. You can tell your horsemen to engage with different formations. Like if you want them to attack the archers, they can attack the archers. Next, they reworked the auto battle calculation system. So now whenever you want to do an auto battle and you don't actually want to go into the fights, there are different things that you can look at. They have a little graph right over here that if you are on flat terrain, then guess what? Horse archers get 30% better in terms of like their proficiency whenever they're the attacker, and 15% when they're the defender. But then, as you can see, the shift changes crazy, really. In Siege, horse archers, as you can see, they do significantly worse if they are the attacker, because obviously they have to attack walls. If they're the defender, they're still good because, you know, they could get off their horse and attack. But what I'm trying to say is, oh, for example, look, forest right over here, horse archers are also minus 30%. So if they're in flatland, they're very effective. If they're in forest, they're very ineffective. Again, another thing like the weather system, it's great that they were added together, because these little things changing the like how the battle goes and pretty much makes it so certain units aren't just always amazing is very good. I love it, because if you can, for example, now with these two things, for example, let's say it's raining, snowing, and also it's a forest area, and your opponent has a lot of horse archers, but you have a lot of infantry. There's a good chance you might actually win in this fight. You know what I mean? It's still going to be a little bit hard, but it's a good chance because they're going to be very slow. They're going to be very ineffective. This 30%, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with, like, you know, how they perform. So it's very good. It's very good, and it makes it for very cool gameplay. Next, they have many perks were changed and bug fixes. Where are they? Right over here. Improved and made various bug fixes to the following perks, and it's literally like all of them. It's so many. Every what do you call it? One-handed, two-handed, all of them. They all got perks that were changed, and so yeah, I'm gonna have to make new perk videos because they have gone out of style already. Next, where is it? I think I put it on here, but I don't know exactly if I can find it. Oh yeah, Fog of War improvements. Where's that? Right over here. So Fog of War improvements. The Tavern Keeper can now give you, can pretty much unlock more characters for you from the encyclopedia. So you can actually look into the encyclopedia and see like what characters have and where they're located and what their family looks like. You can pay a small fee for that. And also, if I'm not mistaken, the cheats that were added to councils that we're also going to go over, there is one that says turn Fog of War off. So that's also in the game now. If you don't want to play with Fog of War, I don't think you have to anymore, if I'm not mistaken. But also, if you're on PC and you don't know how to do that, I did make a video on it. Just, you know, I'm pretty sure if you YouTube how to turn Fog of War off in Bannerlord, I think my video pops up. But yeah, if you are on PlayStation and eventually Xbox, there it is. You guys are going to be able to actually play the game how it used to be played before they added Fog of War. Next we have where is it? Oh yeah, Birth and Aging is now on councils. I think it was renamed, but also I think that it okay, maybe it just might be a rename if I'm not mistaken. But I think some other change was made to it as well. But it is now on councils as well, because I do want to include all the council changes, or as much of them as possible. Next, Wanderers were changed. Wanderers are obviously companions before they become companions. They're the guys you see at taverns. How their skills and stuff were allocated has been changed. And also it has been bug fixed a lot during the other patches. Next, we have Fiefless Kingdom Destruction. If a kingdom has no more fiefs, they can now be destroyed. You don't have to. They don't always have to come back. They can be just absolutely dissolved after they're out of fiefs. And I think if they get like pretty much defeated, and they don't have what do you call it? They just don't have the strength for it. Next, they introduced warehouses. Pretty much stuff that goes with our existing workshop mechanics. It pretty much adds a warehouse where you can add stuff to that the workshop can use from the warehouse, and then those items can become other items that the workshop makes. And also, you can take some of the items themselves out of your workshop that are made, so they don't all get sold. So you can kind of control how your workshop works a little bit more, which is pretty cool. It's not, you know, I use it a couple times. It's a cool concept. Next, what's it called? You have the weapon modifier changes. So weapon modifiers, crafting weapons with modifiers now have their parameters increased or decreased based on the modifier values instead of randomly. So now each modifier, oh my goodness, it's like a tongue twister. Each modifier is not random anymore. It's kind of like based on like, you know, how it was crafted and all that. So it did get a little bit of changes for all my smithing players out there. You will see a change. Next, they added a lot of quests. Well, actually, no, they added 3 quests, and then they reworked a lot of quests. Like always, a lot of these big patches always work a lot of the quests. But a lot of stuff was bug fixed out, and also some new quests you should see now if you're playing. Next, pushable siege ladders. That has been added. Now, what's it called? Whenever you're doing sieges, if the enemy puts ladders up on your walls, you can actually push them down, but they can also push it down on you. Very cool mechanic. Very happy they finally added it. And then lastly, they have a lot of troop changes, and a lot of changes were made in more like beta patch 1.2.4, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of AI improvements to how melee, ranged, and even cavalry works, how they target, when they attack, when they don't attack, just making them a little bit smarter, which is always good to see as well. And modding received a lot of good changes. Obviously, I don't think that makes a difference for council, I'm not mistaken. But in general, modding received a lot of good changes. So for all the PC players out there, and even the Microsoft Store, right over here, PC Store, that still don't have it currently, that's coming as well for you. So you guys are gonna be able to have good mods. I don't know exactly how you download them, because I have it on Steam. But you know what I mean. That is coming. But that will do it for me. That is beta patch 1.2. Just kind of summarized what the big changes are. Again, I have a lot of videos talking about a lot of different things, all linked down below. Beta patch, not beta patch, live patch 1.2.7. What's in it? That video is coming as well. It's going to be just focused on that patch. And then also, I have a playthrough that is coming out. Okay, I am going to be doing a playthrough where I just play Bannerlord. You know what I mean? Just like go back to it and play it. I think I'm overdue it. I do want to play like with all the new systems. I've been playing like a little bit whenever patches do come out. I'll play through the game, see like what's changed, go through all the mechanics that have changed on my older saves. But I do want to kind of do like maybe I don't know if I'm gonna do where I take over the whole world, but like maybe where I start a kingdom and that, so I could like, you know, by the way, I'm also making a lot of 2024 videos, like new tutorials on all the new mechanics as well. I literally was just waiting for this patch to drop, so I'm very happy that it did drop, because a lot more content is coming now off of this, because obviously now more players are playing on the same patch, so it's easier to convey the changes without a lot of players being like, hey, I still don't have this in my game. You know what I mean? But yeah, Xbox players, it's coming soon, okay? It is coming soon, hopefully, and I will let you guys know. But yeah, if you're on PlayStation, it's time. I'm pretty sure if you're on Epic as well, yeah, Epic, GOG, and PlayStation now have it. Steam had it before. Now we're just waiting on the Xbox build, which is the Microsoft PC Store and consoles. So yeah, there it is. That's your updates. I will see you, and yeah, this is great. Woohoo! We got it.